All right, so this one we're going to speed run product research, market research, launching the product, advertorial, and AI image ads for it all. And we're going to try and do this as fast as possible while I bump iSpin in the background. So just get into it. This is brand search, this is the tool we're going to be using. I already loaded up my filters in here. You can see US, Canada, niche, health and supplements, because I like LTV and RAR. It's a huge advantage. And then on themes, I went with Shrine Pro Ecom Elite, Shrine Pro Elixir. Reason for this is I'm looking for drop shippers because you can outscale them quickly. And the product is more sourceable. And then additionally, I put the revenue on here. So the revenue I have is 150 to 1,000 a day. This means they maybe got one ad, couple ads that are doing decently well, but I just got to go in there, take a look into their funnel, and we'll outscale them. So let's get to it. Blood sugar regulator drops. But might be done. And already. So what I'm looking for with this is large TAM, so large market we can go into. Validated sort of funnel, like something that makes sense. It's kind of working for them. And emotional pain point. And then since I'm looking for a supplement, I want something that's, overall pretty small. It'll be easy to ship. And then not too aggressive of angles, because that will affect things like our CPMs, chargeback rate, etc. Bio and digest. And then on the brands themselves, I really want to find ones that are pushing natives a lot. Because with this, it's more direct response heavy than like a CaloRip. So it'll be easier to do with like our own custom ads. Rosabella or whatever. What do y'all think of iSpin is so far? Things to go.
All way in the Biden saying, European embarrassing a tongue midget. Good. You should be swimming with a fucking fish.
Don't take these unless you're ready to lose the fight.
Hey,
My girlfriend tapped out.
It's not ready. Hey, this. You cheap got babies. We are in a position.
Parents are both
Biggest bid. How about Tiger Pathan? They drive a task always. They got no drive the diff. Capital passive many. What is he not peanut and many?
sciatica angle on
His slide is lit.
and I really turned into it. Yeah. Has ever played Arcac?
Yeah. Good game.
Harry's not the rock, he can tell. Can tell this because very obvious AI image right here. And this you can't even click on the CTA. He's flurry. Yeah. He's on.
Man.
He's not.
We can't think of along the way with what
And yeah, this doesn't even make sense. Images are pretty trash. For think I like this. Forgive. Pretty easy. It's,
yeah.
we could rep his ebook too. Samuel it.
Something I don't say saying.
Alright, I'm gonna order this real quick and just rip his ebook. Alright, before we do that, revive tear code. And my banner's blocking this at the top, but I don't. So this doesn't look like a Shopify checkout. Does he show it anywhere? Yeah, this definitely not Chinese. Revive tear code. Let's see reading copies. Okay. Yeah, you can see right here now. It's checkout.get revived. So this is off of this. This might be kind of looks like WAP, a lot. It last though. Let's see if you got somewhere talking about the IP rebuilding that he's doing.
Though his is in the temperature, you know it is a good double bag. Should have put another update in the match for the television. No, we don't. They trying to be good as offer they said. What did they put on a table? It is at 30.
You will just run
They're not in it. Triple that. The bit that. The chef told Rosalie.
Rob Care Club. Yeah, he doesn't have it our matrix. Alright, interesting, so let's look at this one. Everything's going straight to birthday. The no Advertorials or anything. Alright, let's the thing about natives though is that these kind of operate. Oh, there we go. That's the way to fix sky edits. Okay. But that landing page just didn't pop up. Or I think we can do this. We can do this far end. Alright, let's figure out the basics of this all though. But we're gonna write it down. Alright, we're gonna go with this product. I think we could find something a bit better, but we're gonna die. So hand arthritis is an interesting one. So because he's doing a lot of these native, I really want to see like what landing page he's running the most traffic to. So let's filter this by it's already showing my impression. Pages LP3, advanced, LP2. Says on a lot of them. See, got this one. Fast way to fix sciatica. The great grandfather's sciatica remedy. Fast buddies. 10 reasons why Americans with sciatica. Switching, solution aware, injection. Probably same thing. Staging, stretching, and cortisone. Okay, so he says a lot of different landing pages. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use data to that PT incident 23 is selling patients stretch for sky ad. So we're just gonna see what the market is telling us based off of his main angle. So we're gonna use our brand search connector to do so. So what about you know near brand search the connector to jump. Launch my own brand. Alright, so basically what an MCP is like a Claude connector. So Claude has access to brand search. So since we have that, we can basically just have Claude scrape it all. Get that, and we're gonna let that run. In the meantime, we're going to keep looking more into it, see if we find anything interesting. Now, sourcing of this product, my supplier, specifically my one that's FDA certified, can make this 100%, like very easily. Just on the price point, I've ran a beet tallow product before, and we had around $7 cost of good. So I'd expect that the product on this, because the active ingredients on that one wasn't super high. That was before I really understood all those things. So for this one, he's on there for $19.99 and a VIP club on the back end. So realistically, what he's doing is he's probably just running break even. He's probably running break even on this right here, maybe tiny loss, and then just rebilling horribly on the back end. on everyone. So I'd expect this is probably around that $7 to $9 range too. And he can acquire a customer for like 11, maybe $15. He can go over that even. It's just a rebuild. Um, so let's estimate like $8 to $11 per product plus shipping. If we went to my factory, they could probably make the product for about $1.70. Check AliExpress. So I'm coming on AliExpress just to get like a basic idea of like similar products. Because basically what lots of these drop shipping stores will do is they'll go to like that factory that I work with and they'll buy it at the lowest amount of active ingredients for super cheap and then allow like drop shippers to sell it, and that's why you get these super cheap prices. So you see like $1.90. So I can estimate the product itself is probably around $1.90 because they're gonna throw out their upcharge on it. So my factory can probably get it done for $1.90, and then depending on the weight, I can put an estimate in two. So let's go to their website. It doesn't have anything about it anywhere about the weight of the product. So we're gonna go off an estimate here. Specification. Did no one say how much it weighs? I can estimate that shipping. I can just estimate shipping probably $6 to $8. So let's say about $8. $8 we can sell it ourselves for $34.99 buy one, or $29.99 per sub. So we can work off that margin. And then we do the actual high active ingredients version of it. So we can get the LTV on it, good review stacking. So let's say $9. $9 is our estimated cost of goods. This is running. Finish up. And let's go to their ads manager while we're still waiting for this running. Alright, let's dissect this advertorial. Fastly fixed sky ad, former chronic pain sufferer exposes $47 billion back pain conspiracy. 90-second toppled trick that ended 18 years of agony. Not to change everything. For example, non mind-blowing discovery. Real root cause of sciatica. Picture your spawn like psych jelly vertebrae. Kicker no one's fixing in 90-second rifle. July. Fix sciatica. You need three things: decompressor, IG reset. Breakthroughs pissing off an entire industry. I want this for you. Formula. Called a revived nerve relief. It's a single topical dynamic. There accident bro. Sue doesn't talk about his ingredients anywhere. This product definitely does not work. Does not talk about it anywhere at all. He definitely doesn't know the ingredients. Just shipping out some piece of shit. Whatever, we'll mob him. So, let's see. This is still running. So, what I'm gonna do, since we have to wait, is we're gonna launch another chat, and we're gonna customize the product. We're gonna change it for our branding. Alright, we are going to run. Going to read. Table. Let's brand. Thought put together for us. Or brand name. We're gonna do first thing you understand who we're gonna target. So see he's doing women, it seems like. Let's go back to the brand search. Since we're gonna run lots of image ads, heavy direct response, we're gonna go after our older demographic, who's be most susceptible for all of these things. We're gonna go older men. We're gonna go after older men. We're gonna target, we're going to target older men, I'd say 65 plus, for phone. Well, then aren't gonna take it. Oh, yeah, they go. Leave. What? All right, we're 20 minutes in. We need to speed up. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. What do we have over here? Pull the intel from brand search. All right, let's see what research we got. Single paid acquisition advertorial machine, Shopify store, hero products survive with secondary decompression advice. Number 874 tracked meta ads, image advertorial business. Goes 2,000 spent across 197,000 reach. His most traffic lands on the advertorial. Copy and funnel business. Product is at 3 to 5 cost. Yeah, or I didn't. Product based our LP funnel, not a selling cream. All right, we know all this stuff. Iteration discipline, same ad reappears with the protagonist renamed Richard David. Currency swap, the numbers tweet to run dozens of near to. That's interesting, actually. I might do that. I've never thought about doing that. I've done from English to Spanish. Of a never distant new avatar and swap the currency to hit new markets. Good to buy 70, back nerve pain, compliance fragile, copy makes implied disease claims, fix it early. Yeah. Don't home the crane. All right. We know this. Now run our this. Need to define different market awareness, sophistication, low. Language customers use by Christian emotional failure. And then we're gonna get our prompt. If you are in the masterclass or you're a one-on-one guy, you access this. I might drop. I'll think about it. I might drop one of these inside of the Telegram. But this is basically just some of the prompts. I'm adding more in today, actually. But here's a market research prompt. One, order on that. Cool. Let that cook up. Let's see what else. We got the emotional valence one. I think for now, we're just going to run this market research one. And then since we're going to go within a kind of more aggressive direct response advertorial, I'm going to find the strongest, most like high emotional valence I can. And we're going to turn that into an advertorial. So we're going to run this one on it too. And then we're going to run through that document, come up with an advertorial. Let's see if this one's done. We got this full sales page. She's really doing well. Complete rebrand. Winning mechanism are worth lifting wholesale topical beats pill or argument. Not one parable. 4 active ingredients mapped to 4 causes, peer reviews, study citations, finding day, not on Amazon. The brand name Redwood. Redwood, Sky, the Go I wins. Century. The eye tipping all the way down the leg. Or, okay. Or, but remap it from hand arthritis to sciatic nerve. Makes a Fourth ingredient makes no sense. Sciatica, there's no contours to it. Swap a capsaicin. Singless reach by top of nerve pain ingredient. Run. Solid. Okay. Good. Okay. Follow. Oh, and put. But yeah, here. Work. Early work. It be. All right. Arnica, magnesium, capsaicin. Oh, did it for us already. All right. So active ingredients: menthol, capsaicin, warnings, inactive ingredient. All right. What do I think of redwood? I want a timer, bro. All right. We gonna move with redwood. Solid. Lock in redwood. Enter the label and ingredient. One word, time and source. Clinical studies to all of it scientifically. So, reason I'm doing that is because I like where we're going to be running advertorials. So, thing with advertorials is we need proof. We can make up proof or we can actually have proof, which is where I am sitting in more of the time now. So, we're going to find clinical studies that prove every ingredient works so that we know our product works. And in advertorials and all of our marketing, this is how we can enter into the market and differentiate ourselves. So, this one is running market research over here. This one has now put together everything about our brand. So in the third chat, we're going to right down. Oh, okay. Shit. Fucked up. Then on template. All right. And I'll bold copy or end all. All right. All right. So we have a theme inside of Run It Up in my community with it's completely free if you're inside of it, but it's got a built-in template. So you're gonna get this exact one. And what it is, it's just a templated out build that's already ready for you guys to go. And I show videos on like doing all this stuff that you're watching me doing here anyways. So we're just gonna set it all here. This is gonna be the product page just to start. And then once we validated that this works, which is what the next step would be, then I'd use a better theme or just start, customizing in more sections, doing more. But this is just a great template for like if you're ripping a product, launching something quickly, you don't want to spend too much time on it. So what I'm going to do is get a full screen photo of it. Am I doing this real quick? Oh, take a full screenshot photo. Move it on. We've got everything or like kind of broad overview. We're gonna do a bit better on it all. But this here, and then we've got our template inside of there, and then Claude is gonna write the copy. Unless our market research is done already. Which would be beautiful. There we go. Copy that. Then we're gonna run this over here. For our brand, this out it now. Market research. Plus brand specific things. Let's see if this one on the ingredients is done too, actually. No. All right. Whatever. We're gonna run this all again. So that's being done. Now market research is done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start cooking up kind of what our advertorial is gonna be about. We've already got a decent idea from what they're doing on what can work, but I want to launch with something new because it's not a report to admire. It's a buying guide for your media buy and brief, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. This commodity formula, blah, blah, this model, blah, blah. It's a week. No video, no, you didn't. Make the pain stop without drugs, without surgery, so I can have my life, my body back, and not release scream. Their pain is not a someday problem, it is right now. It makes them wake up 2 p.m. It's degenerative in their mind, only gets worse, suffers from being in tears, already goes to the ER with doctors to say they can help me. Active death spiritual, they've already tried. By the time they see your ad, been hundreds of thousands. 5% of the market is unaware about it, that makes sense. We've got 35% sitting in problem aware, like burns, can't sleep, scared, that doesn't understand it. Solution aware, 40% of them. No treatments exist. Product aware, and those topical magnesiums, 15%, 5%. Okay, of how many people in total? Oh, sliding. Yeah. How big the market? Where? So we're looking for easy money. I want the easy money fights, just like Renato Moicano. So, if I see that 15% of them are sitting in product aware, and that's 8 figures of people, we can do that. So 40 million US adults experience sciatica type pain. Roughly 13 to 14 million in the US applied. Solution splits to 18 million. 18 million from aware. 6 million solution aware. 7.2 product aware. We've got 7 million people that are product aware. Topical magnesium treatments. It's not huge, but imagine if we just acquired 10% of that. It's a lot of money. So just start, I think I might launch one product aware, one solution aware, one problem aware. Because this is like low hanging fruit, honestly. Is all the work that everyone is doing is sitting here. So if we came in with product aware, it could be kind of easy. Most creams use cheap magnesium that never penetrates because of the difference. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. All right, let's run our emotional valence. All right, clicking on my product page. Let's run this. All right, I'm saying all of this, but Claude doesn't have the best ability to access for a Reddit thread. So if you want to be as like high, like real in depth with it all as possible, you would need to actually get in there or use a Reddit like scraping tool. But we're just gonna kind of just do this pretty quickly. Reddit threads, Facebook groups, persona reviews, somewhere, product, etc. All right, let's see about the ingredients. So, it's got a nerve pain that radiates from the lower back through the buttock and down the leg. It's a big, durable market. Lifetime prevalence runs 13 to 40%. 5% have an episode each year. Roughly 36 with chronic. Rate their pain as severe. Damn. Strategic nuance. Peak incidence is actually 30 to 50, but the older cohort is the best sort. The better direct response by and research explains that patients onset of slower sciatica is preceded by low-standing chronic low back pain. All right, our buyer has had a nagging bad back for years, has tried everything and stopped shooting down his leg. Berkeley, an estimated 89% improve without surgery. Untreated can lead to chronic pain, permanent nerve damage. That's our Engel man who's been managing a bad back for a decade, now sidelined by leg pain who can't walk or keep taking pills. I like that. So literature one change. Comfrey replaces Arnica as a front of label hero. Arnica moves to support and botanical. Comfrey is the single best evidence botanical for back pain specifically. For cause, pinched nerve is inflamed. Comfrey Nerve fires non-stop pain signals. Muscles clamp around the nerve. Supporting botanical. Evidence use. Alright, comp rates here 1. Mental to full end. Yeah, easy money. Two things. It's legally an OTC drug or FDA or TC topical. But the drug vaccinated Jurassic Quarter about selling it into the U.S. carries facility registration labeling application study. Yeah, that's not great. That's not super good. Let's featherwell ball. We'll do it. You said it can temporarily relieve minor aches and pains. You cannot say cures sciatica, whatever. Martin angles you can actually depend. Pills go through your stomach, this goes down leg, compared head to head. Built on published clinical research. Next, formula brief. Yep. Build formulation brief. Vertic on. One, 2, 1, 3, 2. 1 day drive. Monthly. Boom. Alright, cook up over there. Alright, you're running. Product page done. Alright, let's get to work on that. Theme. So this is the very thing about a template. We'll just come over here and then we'll alert frame. Create a new one. So do well, what you could do if you were doing this as well is you could just run a Shopify connector, because Shopify integrates with Claude. I've done this myself. If you're inside of the Masterclass, which is linked below next to all the case studies and everything, you will see me showing you how to actually do that. I've launched products for my brand purely just inside of Claude while driving. So the connector works very well if you know how to prompt it correctly. We've got a skill built out for it. It's inside of the Masterclass if you want it. Otherwise, go ahead, do this. Do your thing. So, right, subhead, we're gonna ignore that text icon. Now we're gonna manually do all this because the connector I have is for my brand, not for this right here. So we're back in the trenches. But if you have the Claude connector, you could just have all the copy made for you. And then since it has access, since it has access to your store, it can just rewrite the code, which is what all Shopify is, and then publish it into a separate theme. And then you go in there, double check it, and make it good to go. And then if you're using the image generation skill, which I'm going to show you guys in this video later, you can have it run that skill on top of that and then go live for you. All right, so first sign on, let's see, it's up on. But as I said again, since not for my brand, first can make the trench it out like a normie, as if AI doesn't exist anymore. All right, these ingredients are the exact ones we're using. Specifically, I needed to update things on the ingredients, and then as well, this is like a really great thing you can use for the copy. We can even, I have a custom code for it. We can show, once we have it, the certificate of authentication from it, similar to what Perun's does. You're in the masterclass, that's in there as well, and get that live. But we're speed running, so we don't have the time to wait for the COA. See if our market research is done. There we go. All right, so we're gonna add this to the project. Add this to the project. Now those are saved in there. And emotional valence. So, negative emotion narrows attention. Positive emotion broadens attention. Hottest, highest distress have a damaged ability to process positive cues. Aspirational messaging bounces off them. Therefore, every ad never told one narrow, hold, transition, running, setting as job, narrow. Yeah, I already know. Attention narrowing emotions, fear. The pain will wake me up at 2 a.m. Tomorrow's flare will be worse than today's. I'll have to cancel on people again. I won't be able to sit through the drive, the dinner, the meeting. I'll have to go to the ER. Heals of my life selling part. Okay, social fears of being judged for an invisible condition. Face skill, chain. Seen as complainer. Being seen limping. Being pitied. This one for men specifically might be really good. Because lots of men, we have this feeling that, we need to handle everything. I have a grandpa specifically I can think of who would fit into this. So we'll note that in our head. Knowing about why they took my animations, collection of failed creams, having me physically help. That's what we're going to do. Brand search advertorial. Yep. Having to be physically helped is what we're going to answer. This is what you're doing. Talking about their sadness, pain, desire, name, desire, everything. Less specifically, hearing what's sciatica. Now I'm gonna have to run more research on that. So that's what we're gonna build our advertorial around. Because this, personally, this is something that I can actually understand myself. So a big thing that I see with like people trying to write copy is you can write copy about anything as long as it's good enough, at the end of the day. But the things that you can really write copy, like writing copy and prompting copy are very different things. The things you can really write about are things that you can actually visualize. Like you see it, you've like experienced it. That's why entrepreneurs often say like, he gets like a business class, entrepreneurship class. Usually they'll be like, come build a product for yourself. Is you actually understand the avatar that you're speaking to. So this is something I actually have seen and I understand. So I know that I can cook up like a really good advertorial for this. Especially talking about like specific scenarios, diving into the language. So I'm gonna have it run more research on that for me in the background. So then when we get to that advertorial, I can cook up, write it myself, and get it live. Now on this side, we got our formulation manufacturing brief. So this is what I would send over to Pine Bio. They're linked below as well. Like I'm like gonna be an investor though. Like they're fire. So you can trust them. I would send this over to them, is how this would actually work, and then they'd formulate all of this for me, give me that different pricing for 60% active ingredients, 100% active ingredients, and the certificate of authentication. And then I'd use one of my dropshipping agents for shipping it out. And now that we have this right here actually helps us with all of the copy. So we're going to save this to our project as well. And then let's see if we're Gucci over here. We are. Beautiful. All right. All right, cool. Like that right there, I completely would have missed that. We would have been cooked. Oh, let's fix that up. All right. Might be a bit different. So, now ingredients, active ingredients. All right. And then shipping and returns. I think we already have this filled out. No. All right. Since it'll come from China, we can say processing will be processing time. We want to give ourselves good time for this. Like, last thing you want is chargebacks. Like, I'll be upfront about this stuff. In the beginning, I wasn't that quick with chargeback. Now I'm saying, bro, we're gonna let you know up front. 3 days shipping. US shipping. 10 business days national shipping. Right now. 7 to 12 business days. Really, realistically, it's probably the exact same. But we're gonna go. There. All right. All right, we had to jump in a quick call, but wrapped it up. Boom. Back to this. All right, what do we have going on over here? This is research. So, John. Rich is vain. Okay, core one. It's not paying this deposition. Man being physically lives out of the toilet. I was told by his wife, not fitting in these. Okay, status. Real person he is. All right, you got me a research, bro. Or not, or market research. Or listing over here. Or no, like that. All right, we need to finish up this product page. How long are we in? We're like 40 minutes in, bro. It's ain't good. You guys have the Masterclass and you run the Shopify MCP, you could it'd probably be done this product. All right. Or I'd be working on the Advertorial, but it's a been done. How's everyone doing today, man? Watching me build product page. Personally, I would suggest you just skip this part and go to where I get started on the Advertorial, because that right there is going to be sauce again. You guys are going to see me use my image generation skill inside of Claude, because we have to make product pages as well. Actually, let's get started on that now. I'm like, we need to do that. Okay. Needed. That's work. One. Board. 1 hour. On our image gen skill on the general version product and replace it. The hours. Might get a hero on it for it. Begin first by making a from by. So we're gonna get the product images that we're gonna use the templates for them at least. And we're gonna have it write the copy for it, so you can just generate all of them while we finish the product page. For this, honestly, we're just gonna run. Was the reason they did a bill. So we're gonna come through. We're gonna screenshot all these images and save it into a Google Drive. So we have a Google Drive connector. Oh, actually, that's too much work. We're just gonna run this. Oh, screenshot straight into there. Button it back to mid screenshot. Blow that right. Think we need at least like 2 more images, honestly. So we're gonna go Lummy. I like Lummy. Well, this brand here is by one of the Kardashians. I don't know which one exactly, but they've got a lot of products. And they've got pretty solid images. Like, look at this one. Like, buy fast to get image as well if you're onto something with women. But let's see if they have. Well, we really. Actually, we're gonna go Marsman. This is a male product. Let's go straight to our product page. Good image. Huh. I think we're good actually. We'll do these. Let's review this prompt. Alright. PDP main image was clean ad catalog. Image. Attach part of photo structure. Will recreate this image with following changes. Keep identical. Where will it? Perfect. PDP approach image. Premium photorealistic hero night. Damn. So, second up over there. We're gonna come back to this. Let's just get straight to the image and text, but we don't need to do all these testimonials for now. If you guys are doing this, do them. But ain't nobody got time for all that. It's a speed running. That's what we're here for. Speed run. But this is not the type of headline I would run actually. Nervous tumor, why send medicine through the skin? We're gonna say actually formulated to work. Clinically. Since we had clinical studies, we can say clinically. Feel me? Oh, oh, oh. Can't run the. Oh boy. Not Claude, or technically Nano Banana, is going to generate the images for us. So we don't have to stress too much about that just yet. What's more important is what even the copy's going to be about. But, standard. Very good. Positive. Target root positive. That could be better. That works on full path. We could do better on that right there. That doesn't even really make sense. So we're going to get rid of that. Technically. Back. Was in. Or that's the better too. That doesn't really make sense. Nothing right at through your stomach. We're gonna have to make that shorter. We're gonna fix all this. And I think whereas 34. So running that research about the images. Dark left panel with 3 supports X. Spots the nerve, releases a muscle relief. You feel fast, man around. Holding redwood jar, solid. Okay, let's generate the first product hero image now using a still. Use the older reference image of the revised. Background. After that has done, that as reference and rent of our product going forward to generate the images, make 2 variations of them, each trick. Oh, errors. Lots of you guys actually, let me explain this, are probably confused about why I'm telling Claude to make images for me. So basically what I've done, if you're in the masterclass, you've seen this, is you can put API keys and MCP keys, similar to how we did the brand search, directly into your Claude chat. So what it's going to be doing now is running all of this through like API key, which is like code basically, through Nano Banana, and running all these prompts with the feedback loops and the errors. Because I have a skill built in with like my API key, error loops, checking it, and then it's going to provide it back to me in this Claude chat. 2 variations, all of them made, and I think it's basically free. I don't even notice. I do hundreds of these. My team uses it too. I don't even notice the cost. So extremely cheap, way better than Higgsfield, any of these personally. So I find you could do this for video ads, anything. That's all in the Masterclass as well. Or if you do the 101. But you're going to see me run this right now. So it's going to take this image. Why I explain it like this is going to use this as the main image. And since I said use as a reference, it's going to provide it into Google Studio and say, here's the main image. Keep everything the same, but swap the label for Redwood, our product. And then it's going to put that into the hero background, which is briefed up there, or basically prompted out. And then once that's done, we've got our main hero image done. Then it's going to make the rest of the product images. And I said make 2 variations of each because it might have an error or, Nano Banana kind of generates things differently. So by doing 2 variations, it allows me to pick the best one. Usually I'll do like 3, but we'd be sitting here for like 5-10 minutes just waiting on that. Our stopwatch stop. So we're going to go off the time of the actual recording. No. But let's get back to this. So icons, CGMP certified. Now, you guys can see, like, I'm getting like 90-day guarantees, CGMP, all these things. It's because that part of like, even though it was fast, of me just getting clinical studies to prove like this product actually will work, it'll actually fix it, and changing up and improving the ingredients, that allows me to market these products honestly more aggressively is the only way I can really say it. And knowing that and being confident it actually works. And then once the first batch of customers get it, just reach out and see how they're doing with it. Pay attention to the reviews, send them out. Like my brand, we get 5-star reviews on our product. And because I did that, I went and did the actual clinical studies on how I did this research yourself to find the product. and just made a couple of changes. Like one change I can tell you guys right now, I don't really care too much about, is like, or it's a good example actually, not specific to my brand. But let's talk about creatine. I always talk about this one. Micronized creatine at 99.9% and creatine monohydrate, something like that, are actually two different things on how they work inside of your body. So while on the marketing side you can say they're both creatine, the actual effect that you'll get from them are very different. As well, different things. Like some certain ingredients are like can be NSF certified. Active ingredients, there's a certain amount of like ashwagandha that your body needs to actually get the benefits of it. It's 600 milligrams. But if you were to take 400 milligrams or 300, which is what lots of brands use, then it really isn't going to work too much. Same thing as like, caffeine. Like, so people have different levels of caffeine that they need to take for it to work. So these are all things like everyone already knows, but I guess for some reason either ignore or, just cheap out on. I did it because I was cheap, bro. I really didn't care. But as you start thinking about building an actual brand and like there are people getting these products and like using them, and you want to run subscriptions and you want them to come back so you can have something that's consistently making you money, then you start realizing, okay, this is actually very important, which everyone already knows from the very beginning. We just kind of ignore. But we got the FAQs done. Let's fix up these parts here that we had to redo. So, rows, target, for causes, full, path coverage, T, and then what does do? Actually, that's pretty long. Let's see. So we're looking at some mobile. Oh, it's solid. Now, I would go in and we're actually in this speed run. We need to do it. So we're gonna fix up that main part too. About to say we're gonna skip on the changing the store logo or whatever. This one's be shorter. So we'll rewrite it. But do that. What? For the Now I actually have a problem for this. I'm just now remembering that I could have run it say maybe 20 minutes. But so there we go. Paste that in. That's still a bit long. Why does that still look so long? There we go. That's a good like right there. I was like she said. Here we got our market research done on that angle we're gonna use. Here, let's see if we got any images done. That's what the prompts running through the code. See, it's got error feedback loops built into the skill. So that's going to keep running. The images will be done soon. So what we're going to do is since all that's really done, all we have to do is upload the product, set up subscriptions, and then get the images in. We're gonna start working on the advertorial itself. If this was a real launch, I'd do three different ones because we're gonna go very direct response heavy on this. Or I just run natives. But I think catalyst ads will be the best for you guys to see me do. So we're gonna do advertorial, some catalyst ads for them, and we're gonna do it very quickly. So let's just pop up a new Claude chat. We've got over here the product images finished generating. We can see we've got all of them right here. So our hero image is done. Our entire product. For the lifestyle images of it that we can use. So now let's run the PDP. Now if we make runs none based on your image. Yeah. Hates it. Alright, so we got that done. Now let's work on this advertorial. So here is what we're going to use for our research. So we're going to launch a brand new project to focus on this advertorial. So we got everything in here, and we're going to add in our knowledge base files. So these are inside of the regular run it up as well. I might drop them into the Telegram. We'll see. I'll drop them in Telegram. So let's add these files in. This is our band patterns. This is for helping us write good copy. Those into there. Now let's cook up. Okay. In green. Masculine. Fill out. Want it. Phono. Then we're gonna have it give me 30%. Give me 3 possible. Age with feet, bid, habit, bailiffs, primary motion, earring, everything. So let's have it cook this up, and then we're gonna pull up that document and actually start thinking about some marketing angles. All right, now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start reading this, and we're gonna look for unique ways that we can come into the market with this. I'm gonna start off with, I think best thing we can do is, since we've decided to go after this, let's see what the market's telling us actually. Because a key thing with writing copy is understanding that you can't create desire. You can only tap into desires. We don't want to create anything. We just want to go after the ones that are existing. So we can see masculine identity wound. Drills into the bone. Single highest intensity, lowest competition, emotional territory. 55 to 60-year-old. Your man's loss of rank, role, and dignity inside his. So this is in the North Cape. It's everything about it. So things to profit, the restoration of a man's functional independence, and through it his identity as a capable one, the provider, the protector. Identity marketing. Formula is a commodity and time. Amazon chip. Speed run this. So we're not going to spend too much time like all that. Status restoration. Those are stored. First thing that's popping into my head, which is I've already made an advertorial on this. About a 2-hour long one, and it's been doing pretty well. When I've done it for other things, which was an Animal Kingdom one. Kind of going after that. So basically we compared tanning and connected it to flamingos and salmon, I believe. And women who weren't desired by their men. And that was a fire advertorial. So I think we can cook something up similar to that, possibly with like something that men view as high status, like the king of the jungle, like a lion or a gorilla, some shit like that. I think that's a possible idea. That's just animal kingdom. It, it's more of like a evolutionary psychology. Very urgent. Here's what he's tried: OTC stretching, chiropractic, oral magnesium, boom, boom. How many solutions? Step 48, emotional state, exhausted, deep. It's silent. So as we're reading these, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to picture this person in my head. So we can say one big thing about this guy who doesn't feel like the man in his home is we can lean into this is what lots of people are doing with their ads lately is like the whole sex thing. That's something we can tap into lightly as like a symptom. So symptom, problem, wife, desires him less, kids, treat him less respect, doubts himself. What else? What else does a man feel? I mean, feels emasculated. That's just like a broad term. But we'll talk. Feels overall. Across evolutionary record, male worth has been earned and continuously reproven through the body. Okay, evolutionary. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. Male status is performed, not ascribed, and the instrument of that performance is a body. When the body fails, a man does not function. It was the mechanism by which he. Three evolutionary prejudices converge: provide a protector, mate value, physical capability is costly, honest. A man watches his wife straight and hold him upright. He's watching his own. Oh, yeah, that's fucking that right there. That's painful. Imagine having to watch your girl pick you up off the toilet. Ooh. The toilet from on a bad back pain. This could be the worst possible outcome. If thought it. Mess on his body with physical activity, does the scaffolding of his identity. And then if this persona has kids, if he has a son no longer used him as his superior. Up to causes son to go back. Now, if this man's 65 to 78, we can assume he probably had kids around 20. So his son's probably around 30, 40, actually. Maybe 20s. So this might not work too much. We'd have to change this up. Because already he's watching his father grow older. So I don't think that one would work too much. But we can think of something like the son, probably 25 plus. Self-applied labels, I'm a burden, useless, I'm not the man I was, I'm not a contributing member. Not the man I was. The man shit married. Ooh, bro. This shit's painful, gang. It's exactly what we want. I'm a complainer. I'm not myself. I'm becoming my father. My body betrayed me. I'm an invalid. I'm what I used to start for. Burden. Identity he wants to reclaim. Seattle suffered what they used to walk 20 miles a day, hike the mountains, walk through, and now they're after surgery said he felt like a real person again. The identity is afraid of becoming dependent, declining father. Like a repentant man, zombie, patient, invisible. Just pulled off the toilet by his wife. Real sad. Account minutes legs gave out, and he had to get his wife to pull. So it seemed the most shame-dense scene like cat. His socks on now, depending on his so significant other child from laundry. She lives, carries, and does his share, snapping at his wife and kids because of pain at them. Oh my god, we're probably cooked. I get anything just to get up by myself. Primary emotion, shame. Competitor market research. So VARs are assisting competitor approaches into our emotional gap. Competitors reserve emotion for the advertorial body, keep the static creative up product. No, we're not gonna do that. Tradesmen and veterans. That's actually very good. No nonsense fitness for older men voices. This will be like an Andrew Tate, Jocko Willings, any of these sorts of guys. I think we could go with a retired veteran as the author of this would be really interesting. We'd have the veteran be actually, this is going to be a bit more aggressive. So, depending what you want to do with your brand, think about if you would want to do something like I'm about to do. But the veteran can actually be the veteran as a founder of the brand went through all on the same fact. Things is the author. Now I think that'll actually cook a lot because I'm thinking about the type of ads we can make with this. That'd be pretty easy angle. Especially there's lots of examples that I could pull just straight off of Rumble or YouTube. So it'd be easy. But here's the ideas that I have for advertorial. So let's see what personas it's cooked. All right, so we got different ones. We got Ray, the tradesman whose body was an asset, primary target. 5764, Rust Belt Sorrow, built things with his own body for 35 plus years. This is something kind of, I can speak to this one. This reminds me of my grandpa. How you speak short, I'm saying deflects, I'm fine, it's nothing. Daily habits, up at about 30 out of 40 years of habit. Coffee, black, local news, put putters in the garage, finishes listing. Used to watches the game, let's put to be the one he was dependent on again, not able to handle. Negative, narrow, chronic. Shame. His wife kneeling on the floor to put on socks. He didn't get weak. Gary, the provider who sees it coming. Slightly more articulate, the same inflections and everything as I was. This is right. This guy ends up becoming what it looks like, recognizing his own fault. Frank, oh, probably his name, my grandpa. The man who fears losing his mind more than his back. Doctor just put, yeah, pen and print. This would be more. So it's a rock, white collar providers' roles being strong, generally distinct texture with its sold different. He provided the earning decisions basically on this club. Pity. Well, Diane. She's not the man, but she buys from, converts harder, and has high LTV, and the followers test toward a parallel advertorial. So that's actually really interesting. We can make some ads around that. Run that into our doc. Could be someone to target with ads, convert their own. Well, all right, let's get to work. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on. Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, in there as a possible. I'll just frame that as a possible idea. That all in there. Here are ideas. Research provide me with 5 possible advertorial. So no, we will target. We're gonna go with the right. Right kind of fit who we already see in our research. Because Let's play some Iceman World. What this one? Did we have our product images being made? Let's see if they're done. All right. All right. What's up? Checklist 1. Buy 2003. Yep. This one's much better. We're gonna go with that one. Timeline image. All right, we're gonna make these images better. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna find a real image and then kind of tweak it a bit because these look very AI. I'm not a big fan. All right, boom. And we're gonna use a stock photo, so I can't get sued. I think, hopefully, whatever. Use this. So this is the guy. He still kind of looks AI though. So let's find out. All right. This guy here. Congratulations. You're part of Redwood. Well, stock image of use. Let's just change him to having beard, hair, place thumbnail in all photos. That's got it. So more real. Rate vary. Photos. All these winners are track with 1. Sec timeline V2 versus V1. Two. All images ping to be 1080. 1080 and what's one more thing we need? And for benefits image, tab him putting it. Let's have his wife. Let's have well, all right, I'll pull the 5 outlines below. So we got the Demotion founder confession, flagship. So personal story and linear collage scene. The toilet, the call for help, for face patient unloving. He names I'm not a mission Miriam, half of them. Catalog small losses, access, but long. Savage refrain this time. To rough drive. My son saw it was never a character foe. What the animal kingdom knows about your back. Founder has a manual link. Why? Study quietly preach something every man with a head back already suspected. The people around you have started treating you as less of a man. Here's a biology behind it. Why I like this one. Damn. Usually, personally, I lean more towards these like ones I can actually back with like logic and science, like whether it's evolutionary, biology, clinical studies, whatever it is that like actually exists out there. So when I'm marketing it, it's very easy. It's very easy to just use proof. And I can be more aggressive on it because then I'll just be like, all right, and go, here's the link to the actual study or whatever it may be. And we can use it directly inside there. These personal stories, I run them as well. But if we can mix a personal story with this one here, I think you do better. We probably prove something every man with a bad background. Names a symptom cluster with evidence, not feeling. The investigation founder refusing suddenly risking owner starts reading evolutionary case and study late people in their squad acquiring back pain. So ask them. Why refix failed? Transition delivery gap mechanism. Least status isn't quite worth. Skeptic reader will. I want to see a rough draft of that. But while we're working on that, let's look at some example of this. So how would what we need to think through is how would a veteran write the article? We can look at actual veteran because this is like the sort of guy I would want to be like the founder. Does he write? Does he have like a Twitter or something? Facebook. Talk. Can we find anything about this guy? There we go. He's got Twitter. You have any long form posts in here? No, she's talking shit about it. Alright, so these are the types of posts he's putting out. Aftermath, squats and lunges. Don't let your guard down. So this two are gonna personify as the writer. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna create this as like a swipe file. He's gonna be like the veteran writer of that we're creating this idea. Pull FOCF. No, it's not actually gonna be Jagger. We're not gonna do that. That's not good. We're not gonna do that. But we're gonna use this, what he has out there, to personify this veteran, this founder that's gonna be writing it all. Yep. This is Billy. But even author, the founder on this advertorial. Feel friendly for you. Great. Thoughtful one. Alright, founder confession. Morning, I had to call my wife into the bathroom. Oh, wow. We're not as far as I think. I need to get him out. I don't know. I'm not good. The Animal Kingdom. Study quite confirm whatever you meant with the bad back already feels the people around you have started treating you as less of a man. It's not here. But Wes Cullen, founder of Burn Down Spence Hall. Started with alcohol problem. You didn't. Research runs so they gave one every people scripture on the man line and asked them to rate him. I swear that the man is less masculine than average. Rangers are too. And like for a while, this single is instead multiple. Eating wishful. About delivered. At But so these images aren't good enough. I'll pass this off to my image editor typically. But it's good enough to start. Day 1, day 37, day 14, 30. Pen and checklist. Alright, we'll download these as our hero images. Alright, so we've got our Redwood. But that's the brand name. So we would just go to product name. Biotica Nerve Right. Description. Price for 30.99. Compare at $59.99. We'll track inventory to start. This is product. Theme template. Beverly cream. We're gonna save that. Now we're gonna upload the images. Table image. And then what we're going to do is we're going to then make a vent it. Oh, all right. We're back over here. Let me get these example images. So we're going to go with some clinical study images because we've got certain ingredients in here that I've never heard of. Well, I know our audience. Scientific studies type images or the main ingredient. This adapt then to ingredient angle. Read out all. Using reduce. I should just turn this into a Claude scale. I'm gonna do that for the masterclass, guys. Instead of having to type out, use this as a reference, everything. Turn it into a Claude scale. So, got that one. This image right here. And then we need an ingredients fact. Yeah. All right, cook up over there. Now back over here. So we've got draft 1. So Ray is tradesman, placeholders, product name to be determined, founder name, West Calhoun. Publication name, Honest Men's Health Player. Offer. Hang on. Morning, I had to call my wife into the bathroom. I stopped being her husband. I became her patient. What the animal kingdom knows about your back. A study confirmed that every man with a bad back already feels that people around him start treating it. We're gonna go with draft 2. Angle, we are gonna, what is that? One, about how lions, things on these masculine, left, field, etc. Cat. Ray has written by undead body similar to Lilink, a former veteran, now founder, product at all, disparate until we introduce solution. The awareness we're going to target for this will be I'm aware. Start. All right. You. So I actually really enjoy writing Advertorial. So lots of you guys are asking me, like, probably thinking, oh, why is he not just using a prompt to just put this out? Like, I've got prompts for this, but you have prompts too. Everyone has prompts. If you want really good advertorials, you got to get in the trenches. You got to write it yourself. So this is going to be a lot of iterating. This is probably going to be the bulk of the time I'm doing this all. But that's why we're going to get a winner. So very clean, photorealistic one. Very great graphic backup. Holy Now, if we had our MCP connector done, bro, this Shopify stuff would be done. I wouldn't even be thinking about this at all. But let's let this cook up. I think we've got everything else ready to go besides that. I don't know. Besides getting these product images done, making this advertorial, we're gonna have to make ads for it. We're gonna make the ads after. So we just gotta wait until this is done. Till then. So until then, we can just think of some ads, I guess. Following up a new chat. We'll work from that. Here's that she buys from. This is Persona 1 that we're gonna target. Persona 2 we're gonna target is Ryan. Now marketing angles that I can think of immediately. Former veteran. Animal Kingdom 1. It's not really big. That's who we target. So, former veteran, Animal Kingdom ones, and then last marketing angle, we can adapt each angle for each persona as we need. So, for last angle, we can go with 3. To start, we can do. So, we got former veteran angle. We former veterans writing about this. We got an Animal Kingdom ones, and then we'll do Native ad wife. Target ending. Once we got our rough draft for the advertorial, we're going to provide that to a new Claude chat and then begin working on the ads in the meantime. All right, there we go. So we got the deposed king, the law of the weak male. Well, I like that. The law of the weak male. That sounds fire already. All right. Founder ethos open, the honest signal biology. So we got nature has one law for a male who can no longer carry his own weight and is not a kind one. A veteran on what the animal kingdom can teach you about your own back in your own house by Cole Garrison, the heart. Spent 20 years in the Navy, so did about death of an archer. You and spend the rest of it telling you why it should make you hopeful instead of afraid. Here it is. Cause a man standing is subtle. One thing was body can do. Moment his body drops foot steadier, nature removes him. So this is something that it would you can object against. So you can run with it, but there would be a certain amount of people that would like immediately drop off right here, just based off that. But our persona is probably more like red pill, like conservative sort of guy. So I think that would go over well, actually. Not Selena Gently. We'll walk you through how this actually works because once you see the pattern across species, start relying to everyone. Thanks, saying no one. Pride male holds territory, then they slowly down, step back, like beat boss, getting up off tail, your coalition, males move in, drum off the ground. Post male hunts alone, one's not but they're usually dead. Tell me nothing, gorilla runs same law, red deer, elephant tail bison. As these were meant really. We think we're exempt, we build houses and banks, retirement accounts. We do not replace and build over it, but they call. Hey. Hey, we're cooking. Here's where I separate from the line. Where you separate. The line has no idea what his body's failed. He cannot investigate. I can investigate. I work the whole list first. The way responsible man does pills, physical therapy. No. That's not what he did. We need more. So. Add into this. Longer. Product. He did it to try solutions. Try to get same rating because everything until his wife begged him to take pills, cause more problems. Relationship finally caved in. But differently started treating everyone. But what would be the next possible progression? So, doctor prescribed solution A, tried it, but suffered XYZ problem. Out of it, swapped to solution B, C, D, etc. All had other cons from them that target kept grieving, got worse, family got worse. Then finally, at the anniversary, meet up with others, came across old buddy from SEAL's team. Didn't even recognize him, the author, because of the defeated logo product to be a stud. He used to be a stud back in the day. Didn't even recognize him because of a defeated look across him. He used to be a stud. SEAL's days. Photo him to show this. Now he just looks like a defeated, grumpy, sad old man. Hooked finally cut up restore. Issue was for a beer. First, that's not his. What does SEALs have? Like a motto? SEAL motto? This, third, and whatever. So, your research got friends and studies. Still, backstory where they met up. Really. So, I walk through Civic Twitch. So, that right there is how you are fucking copy. Speed were in that too. Then you, man, come on now. Let's lock it. So, we got that running. Go back to these images. Isn't done? No. Still generating all of them. So we'll wait for this to get done. But now we have an idea of what this Advertorial is going to do. So once we got that rough draft, we're going to go to that redemption art, the narrative structure. We are going to dump this into a new Claude chat. First, we're going to save this project. And then once we got the new one, we're going to save that one. And that's what we're going to use to begin working on that. So we're going to grab our image ad prompts and dump that into there. We're going to first start working on some headlines. dump that prompt, the catalyst concept, and we are going to do this one as well. Mind variations. Third one, I'm giving you. Okay. Like, I don't rate one from to generate. So if you're inside the masterclass or in the 101, this is also part of it. So these prompts, I need to add the rest of them as well. But got the knowledge base for Claude. I'll dump this into the Telegram, which is free. That's first link below. And then everything else. We got the SOPs, Claude skills. These are lots of different things. This making AI video ads, generating images. You're going to see me use this one. More than likely to make it. And then everything else, because right after this, I'm making more videos for the masterclass. And so I've got to update the Claude skills, the SOPs for the product seed, and a couple other things. But you guys get all of that. So, let's see. I think we got solid Advertorial. Definitely not a 10 out of 10. Because I don't have hours. This is supposed to be a speed run. Even this went kind of too far than I wanted to. But we're maybe going to do one more iteration on this and then run our Claude skill to get a design for it all. And then we'll run the CDN Claude skill to create all the images, dump it into there, and then we'll get the Advertorial live so you guys can see it. I'll put the Advertorial inside the Telegram as well. It'll be Gucci. So, we got it. Copy all this. Okay, let's download it. And then, where's the one with that? Here we go. And dump that into there. So let that run on the side. Then let's clean this up. So our angle is the animal kingdom with posed male person array. Placeholders. So when a male can no longer hear his own weight, nature does not wait for him to recover a place of foreign native civil to install the animal kingdom and raise your own body, your own house, your own family. Sort of feel like they did this past year. Only years native civil been around Deadpool. Is that great started what line? We saw this, not widen the lines because widen the exception is a rule. Here's the part where most men stop reading. Do know. We look at that and we think that's not the poetic way. I know it's been happening now, because I'm telling you how exactly how I'm on. Years back, my lower back locked up. Now I'm a man who handles things. 20 years. It seems will do that to you, and honestly, I was waiting for a list of you to not complain. So this is why I do it back. Carried it alone. Nothing else lying here. Don't be able to fight. Issues. I did not say yes because I was ready to do it. Said yes to make the bikes. I caved to the compliment my own control, and then that was the reason. That was me. Doctor put me on the first thing. I'll call it solutions A. Whole research and give actual solution, not solution A. Actually, we can play on that. Preface in here, isn't directly naming the brand solutions is because they are after actively means to brands because of the created don't get after him to describe the solution, not to where Ray himself can identify what is being hinted at. Well, that's one fix we're gonna make. And I agree, not gonna agree, because they're looking at me differently. In the morning, everything turned nuts. Coming as a reunion, team, A teams, a teams gathering. Guys, I had a button next to it. Staring to the wall, man, I heard something, man, I died for, and nearly did. Walk straight past me. We were talking about something into the back of my head in the stack at 3 in the morning. When he finally placed me at the math on my way, the way that pride does, he's so defeated. He did not say it. We got a beer, we caught up, and someone to catch me first time out loud, and I told him the truth around my back, expecting it not. That's rough. No, it got angry. Cursed me out right there. Low and hard, so room not here, he said. The only easy day was yesterday. You remember that? It'd be dead. You've been sitting around for 2 years training every day like supposed to. There we go. It's not gonna manage anymore. I went home and I stopped being a patient, started being a problem solver. Stopped reading marketing and started reading the actual sign. We used to nights at the kitchen table. When a disc in your lower back bulges, the muscle right next to it clamps down hard to brace you. The clamp is so tight, and a muscle, read the failure letter, get with that in your head. Kills travel through my blender. Brain, I'm not a chemist, I'm a guy who knows how to make clear objectives, not something I want to a human I trust. Told him what I found, what I've been pulling money about it. He said, Washington, W. We funded the first batch in lab work. Tested the batch one was right, honest result, wrong formula, batch closer, batch 3 work came together. Batch 3 is the product that I put my name on. We called it, well, does one job and deliver it, magnesium. Solid. Solid. So, we'll make that one fix, and that'll be good enough for her. Good. New style on it. Adapted. This. See frames. Section. Your used. All right, so what this skill is it'll basically code all of this or gem pages to where it'll take this copy, bake in CDN URLs, which are like the hosting of product images for us, and make it ready to go. So now that it's made that fix, it's basically good enough for like a rough launch, kind of speed launch. So we're gonna have that do there. Images, ingredient label. I don't think that's all our ingredient. This is not what I asked for. All right, so we made these images, and then we got everything over here. I'll run it. Now run it through. Skill. And this is gonna produce everything that we need for the avatar to be done. On the ad side, forgot about that. But let's see what we got here. Problem aware editorial built on one frame. Nature replaces the male. Every headline, nature replaces the male who can't carry his weight. I've already done the math on your lip. Huh? Yeah, I like this one. This one caught me. I was so confused. I was like, bro, what's this even me? So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab the ones that are good. And normally I would go through like 3 to 5 iterations on them, just getting them a bit better, but we're just gonna grab these and go. Every species on Earth replaces a weakening male. This one's much better. The whole line gets to acquire retirement. It has fire. Strangers rate men with back pain is less masculine. No. Her nurse rated him less of a man too. Even the nurse saw him as less of a man. The people paid to help him judged him anyway. That doesn't make sense. A man I'd have died for walked past me. We can iterate on that. So we do. The edge of the herd is the most dangerous ground on earth. Huh? That is. Oh. Weak males get driven to the male who can't carry his runt gets pushed out. I like that right there. Locked muscle. Your limp is a signal. Savannah just moved into your liver. Oldest law in nature is running in your house. Like, on 3 subheadlines. All of the subheadline is within 3 sentences max. Connect this open headline to the first 20% of the vote. All right, well, there we go. So you got this coding, everything. So the editorial news style one is a different style than the D2C one that we have. And then we've got a more first person personal style as well. These are all Claude skills that we have directly in here. Got the editorial one, D2C advertorial one. This one is based off of like Resilia. And then there's one more that I need to add in. But got those cooking. This is going to make our sub headlines for us. It's going to make it the ad. So let's just sit back and wait. All right, so this is still coding everything, but you can see, like, for example, this will be like the footer. A couple different pieces of it. This clinical stat image is solid. We'll go ahead and dump that into the product page. And then now we need our ingredients. Now make ingredients. One. Good. Our formulation. Down here, we're going to go back to focusing on these ads. So all 6 are live here, 3 subheads each. So this is a 1. So for 1, they've already done the math on your lip. In the wild, seeing young males watch the old line rise up half second slow. If it kill the side is ready to finish. Form a name be still explains why your living room runs the exact same arithmetic. A male holds a standing only as long as his body can defend it. Nobody calls a vote, nobody has to live. They just watch and they've been watching you. The pride notices stiffness long before the lion and will admit it. So does the family. Forming Navy SEAL for quite emotional rate. Well, every species on Earth replaces the weakening male. Lion, gorilla, sag bison, and the days drops blow. Former Navy SEAL. Not one species lets a male keep his rank on him ever, but he used to do. We assume we're exceptional, we're wrong. The proves far closer to him. When a male can no longer carry his wing, nature does form replace him with a former Navy SEAL. Just solid. Driven off his own grunt, the old lion gets over. Driven off, he hunts along the valley, and within a year the grass closes over him as if he were never taken from it. Why no male close to what he used to be. All right, we need to specifically call out sciatica in these though. That's the only thing. So we're gonna have all these exact same, but we're gonna add in sciatica somewhere into the subheads, and that'll be good to go. Or we can do it on the image actually, on the design somewhere in there. Or we just do both. So we'll do it on the subhead. A man I'd have died for a walk past me. 20 years of sales team. My brother knew the back of my head. Shame them be so law. I'd watch them while I got reading about words. Spent 20 years at run of death and hard truth on the news. And also in the reading. He recognized me. Oh. Male can't get right. Every herd, male can't carry his ground is rebel and for exact. Nature's world. Pension or his body. Go with the pension word. Oh. I'm fucking tired. What is all nature is running in your house? The house is Do that. Now we're going to find some images we can use. So what I'm looking for is just very strong graphic images because we want as low of a cost per click. And since this is like, we're going after men, we can really do that a lot. So let's go to viral. Hey, you got lots of clickbait. There we go. Well, all I'm doing is looking for very graphic thumbnails, and then we're gonna use the. Okay. None of these are really, standing out to me too. Like, go to YouTube. Bryce Crawford thumbnail I'd quite like.
Yeah.
Take a video right here. I'm not seeing any that really stand out to me, to be honest. So I'm gonna go to my swipe file. Alright. So we put together a pretty decent swipe file based off of ones I already had in my old Claude chats. And now I'm just running through, getting this all for the Masterclass people. Just running through all these viral internet money guys. Because they know how to optimize click-through rate. You know, split test thumbnails a lot. Like this. Alright, we'll update this a bit later. But for now, we're gonna download this. Download. Then we'll come back over here. You and prompt for a catalyst. Run. As go. So let's upload the zip file. Let's get our image ad prompt. True cook. See if you're done. Top over here, bro. We gotta stop using Opus. Opus has been so bad for everyone watching this. Sonnet would cook this up, we'd be done 30 minutes ago. Opus on the other end is just
Oh, so.
Gonna run through those designs, everything, and then we'll have it run the image generation prompts. So I'm gonna let it cook those. We're gonna go shower while it finishes doing all this, and then I'll be back. This might be the worst speed run of all time because I keep having to leave to go do things. But finally, the code is done. So this is the avatar that we popped out. So you can see a hard standard here, hard truth for those that news how it's supposed to look like an editorial. So this is a Claude Teal for the Masterclass 101, guys. But basically, you can see here, we've got our headline, sub-headline, CDN, URL is going to go in here. I need to tell you something. And then all of the copy that we've generated. So right here, I actually want a image. So we're just going to go through, mark all the places we want an image. For felt like ice, man. I got it on right now.
So.
Then price point, it was very cool. On. All right. Redwood, sciatic, green. All right. Well, let's fix this. Screenshots, given, we'll see in Euro frame. So that fix is being done. Let's check over here what we've done. So pull out 35. Here's the design DNA house style. So add one. We got this right here. Boom, boom. All right. Clean. Make these artistic, long, high level of detail. Go over the camera type, face, reference, image, news, everything, placement, font. I'm getting a phone call, but we're cranking this out. JSON, 3, very pretty. Had to put Shadow on mute. But, alright, so you can see I'm doing all of this now, and I sent it off to generate all of the images. So basically the workflow for this now is this is going to generate every single image. I have it doing, I thought I put that one in variations, but we're just going to speed through this. It's going to generate every single image for the advertorial specifically. And then what you would use next would be your Shopify integration to then send those into Shopify, and then Claude pull the CDN URLs and place that within the advertorial. We don't have our Shopify connector because it's sold a separate Shopify. So I'm just going to make the advertorial and then show you guys what it looks like at the very end by putting it into, gem pages with like 2-3 images, because otherwise we're going to be here for a long, long time. But cut this part, Brandon. Cut this. All right, and then on this part here, I had it clean up every single prompt for the image generation based off of all the swipe files I gave it, and then how to generate good images with JSON prompt. And then on like an autistic level, going over camera type, face, reference, image, use, everything, placement. It is cleaning up the prompts for them all, and then it's going to run them all 3 variations each to generate all of the ads. These are going to be the first batch of ads we're going to launch with this specific advertorial. And then we would want to do some native ads for this as well. But the speedrun video is getting way too long. So if you guys want me to actually finish this and make a native ad specifically for this product, even for this advertorial, drop, let's get a like goal. Actually, I've never done one of these. So say like, I'm about 50 likes. and I'll do native ads and maybe launch it. 100 likes, I'll launch this, and we'll scale it to like 1,000 a day. Nah, 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes, I'll do that because that's actually going to take time away from my team and everything. So 1,000 likes, I'll scale this in an ad account and just show you guys everything. 50 likes, I'll make native ads specifically for this, and we'll actually take a long time like writing the copy and everything. But generating this, product page is done. So we're going to let these generate all of this here and sit back and relax while it's doing so. All right, so I forgot we need this ingredients label image, and this was done on the side. Downloaded. Let's throw this into here. Then for the most part, product pages are basically, the product images are basically done. They could be a bit better, but we'll just run with these for now. And we'll just use these on the product page itself to save time. Especially since we're really just focused on getting this advertorial out. Let's see if it's done. Every image generated. These are full. Bad spot. Nano cooked. Way next to me on private pages, so I was provided with actual photo of our product. Here is photo of our product. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna host it within my own CDN, or no, because then I gotta give it to you guys. You guys will find my Shopify store. So, photo of our product, use that to generate. Let's just upload all these. So let's get the CDN URLs. So basically how you do this now is if you don't have your Shopify MCP connector, well, you would come over to content, go to files, and then you download the law. It's like this. Boom. Boom. You download all these images. Make sure we got all 13 in there. Okay. Then you come over, click upload files. I'm going to pause and do this because I got some I don't want to show. That's fine. Come over here, click upload files. And then we'd get all of these. Upload. And let all those upload. And then we just, all the URLs. So once this is all done, which they are, simple. So get them all one by one. This is 05 sock warning. Done. Avatar. Wait and now. And 3 batches. Oh, no, not kicking. And you just go through and do all these. I'm gonna pause and just start back when I'm done. I just realized that it literally has the name of it within there, but whatever. We got them all here. Here is the CDN URL for everything. Place this within the code of our advertorial. Instead of the offer product, values the source. So the original one wasn't a good product image. It was like just blanket. You can see it right there. So we're gonna replace it with our hero image. And then we're gonna provide it with the actual product page URL itself to embed as the CTA. So grab that, Here is the CTA link to have him to. Cool. Run it. Now, it's going to cook that up for us. And basically, we're done on the advertorial side. So let's check out the ads. Let's see how much of these are done. Running all 18. It's like, all right, that one. Batch 1's done. Batch 2 seems to be done. Batch 3 is cleaning up. See, once I changed it over to Sonnet, things just started running so much smoother. So we're gonna let this finish up on the side. And come back again, bro. You guys see what starting to bang this out now. Alright, advertorial's done. Let's head over to gem pages and get this thing live. So boom. Pages, start from scratch, landing page, create blank page. And then we come to add sections, type in custom code. And now if you have the Shopify FTP connector, you can actually, and if you're using a theme that supports this, you can actually just tell it to send it directly into your Shopify theme and build a template for you. And then, like using Elixir, for example, you could just then go into the settings and get rid of the header and footer, which is the main reason why we're using gem pages right now, is because we can remove the header and footer, so this actually looks how we need it to look. So, as you can see, boom. Advertorial is done. Got our product there. CTA, straight to our product page. And we're done. Look at that beautiful speed run. Now we got to get these images live, and we're done. But last couple changes we need to do to really get this solid is we need to, why can't I check settings? Let's do this full screen real quick. Go over here. Remove these right here. And then you would want to name the SEO page title and then your URL handle. And this is something inside the masterclass, but I have a brief where I actually track every landing page that we use and its performance, as long as all the ads that we test as well. Just so you can keep track of like, okay, we tested this is what the angle is, persona, everything. So when you're making ads, you can match it up to the landing pages, and using AI, it gets cleaner throughout the way. So this is why you want to name these things properly, but we're not going to be doing all that. But you can see now, this is our landing page. It's beautiful. It's coded, put a little speed on. Now let's finish up on these ads. So it actually finished all of them. Sonnet is so much better. When I was using Opus, that's really why the speed run took so long. It wasn't even a skill issue. It was just the Sonnet, bro. I mean, the model I was using. Once I changed it to Sonnet, things started getting speedier. And let's take a look at all of them. Okay, the 6, yeah, but I don't want to. This is not in the format that we need, so we would need to resize all of these. But and I actually just make these as briefs and send them to my image editor. But for the straight, quick generated image, look at this one. This one's very good. It's not formatted correctly for Meta, but well, that one's a banger. It's got a little issue right there. So what we would do is we'd put that into Canva and use Magic Layer to get rid of it. But I how It's had a huge bug just laying next to me. But we got a bunch of solid images. These all need to be formatted for Meta. Fix that. Generate them. So what we would do, and then we're done. So we basically just speed ran this. We got ads ready to go. As I spoke about, we would actually go more. So I would make more ads. We would go after that woman persona. Probably, I think some natives for that would do really good. And then we would also do that other angle and so. And then the advertorials done, product page, we would just need to insert in those images. But, and this was all done way too slow. The best way to do all these things would be using Shopify's MCP connector, Brand Search's MCP connector, and then all of these different image gen skills that you guys saw me run using the Claude skills, the advertorial, etc., the swipe files, etc. But this is just a quick speed run product research to launch. Now, I've been in ecom for the past 3-4 years, and I've consulted and generated myself over 10M plus in revenue. And I built out an entire case study completely for free. So I've got this one as well as an old one where we did 750K in 63 days. Both of these are completely free. They're inside of my Telegram channel. I drop a bunch of sauce as well inside of there, and then even poll you guys on what you want to see from me. So that's first link in the description itself. You can see it's got everything, stuff like you're not going to get here. Affiliate UGC creators, teams hiring, SOPs, how to rip, how to build custom, Shopify apps, specific case studies for my brands, plug-and-play things, and basically everything that I know dumped into this Notion document for you guys. Now, outside of that, I've also got my Masterclass. This is a 20-hour long course on basically lots of these things and 4 new videos that I'm making right now. And the full cloud skills that you guys saw, the prompts, the SOPs my brand uses, everything updated bi-weekly. That will be the second link, I believe. And then as well, my one-on-one. So if you want to get access to all of these things for lifetime and work directly with me to scale your brand, just apply. I'll speak to you, and if it's a good fit, we'll do it. Otherwise, I'm going to point you in a different direction because I don't have time to waste, and neither do you. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or whatever it may be. But peace.